Is it LaRue?
Oh, yes.
How did I know this? At her new weight level, which is fine.
Snatch.
Well, you know, we go back. Again, another blonde I go back to when she was fat. I'm the only blonde I go back to who's still fat. She's pretty genius.
And when I met
she was what? She was hilarious. We did a lot of AIDS fundraisers.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff. And it was before she actually went into porno. She was just a drag queen, and then she went into porn and became the empress of all of that.
Yes, she did.
And I love that she does that. I mean, I love that because I'm a big fan of porn.
Who isn't?
Exactly. I mean, really, who isn't?
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
And she's been your entree to so many big dick strippers to be around
she's
you.
Introduced me really to yards and yards of talent.
Yeah. Look at her.
There they are.
Oh, there they are, the Brady Bunch.
As we called them back in the day, 1 Tennille and 7 captains.
Yeah, and
that's a very old reference. Nobody remembers anymore. I've got to update that if I'm going to continue to talk about that.
Me and Erica remember.
The Captain and Tennille. I was too hip to write their show, I was told.
Wow.
How about that?
I mean, there's at least that.
That was another Fred Silverman, the Captain and Tennille. He gave them a show. Yeah.
Oh, I wish you had written for Pink Lady and Jeff.
Oh, I was writing something. I was exclusive, I think, to the Osmonds at the time, and I couldn't do it. But I really wanted to. Jeff Altman is hysterical. I mean, he was on Letterman many times.
Yeah.
He's really, really brilliant.
Lady Red, it was a show with Jeff Altman, who was a comedian, and then they decided to pair him with a Japanese girl group named Pink Lady, who I don't think spoke English.
They spoke no English. They were I always thought they were taken from that classic Japanese horror movie, Mothra.
Right.
Mothra is like a giant moth, and there are 2 girls, twins, who sing, and they control Mothra.
Oh.
And they're the only ones who can, tame him.
Right.
And they sing, Mothra! And of course, they sing something in Japanese that's never translated. And I thought Pink Lady was sort of like taken after them. They were these 2 little Japanese girls, and they spoke no English at all. And what they were going to do with this loudmouth comic, it was the strangest thing. I mean, it's worth digging up, though, because it's again, if you thought the Brady Bunch was surreal,
right?
Oh, Pink Lady and Jeff will send you for the Thorazine drip.
If you want to hear more about the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, switch back to the main show. Look at home. Franco. Now you had a little friction on the set of the Oscars when the year he hosted.
We had a great time. It was after when I was defending him on a red carpet.
Oh, really?
He misinterpreted something I said. He subsequently apologized, many times, and we're friendly. But I mean, to be friendly with him means you see him between 3:02 and 3:06,
right? Because
he's the busiest person in the world. But he was not happy, I'm sure, doing the Oscar show. I mean, it was out of his comfort zone, and I think he said he did it because he was nominated that year for the Chew My Arm Off movie.
Oh, right,
27 hours.
27 hours.
And he knew he was going to lose to Colin Firth, who was playing the stuttering King of England.
Right.
And so he thought, well, rather than just sit there in the audience and wait to lose, why don't I host the thing? Uh-huh. And a producer who shall remain nameless thought that it was a great idea to pair him with Anne Hathaway. And she's pretty fabulous, but she's a precision instrument.
Right.
And he's not. He is much more in the moment, and he had a lot of other things he was doing, and
like smoking pot backstage.
I don't know. I asked him. I said, "I want whatever you've got." He said, "I don't have anything." So I think he was just kind of like in the zone, And he'd been there all day. So I would say maybe he did it before, but he'd been there all day. So
right.
I don't know, but I mean, the fact that he didn't give me any just
how rude.
But we made peace.
We made peace. Okay. All right. Look at all. B. Arthur. Now, she was on the Star Wars Holiday
She
Special.
was. Well, at the time, she was Maud.
She was Maud, right.
Big hit, and so we wanted her badly, and she would only do the show if she could do a musical number.
Wow.
Because she had come from Broadway. You know, she was the original Yenta the Matchmaker
Yes.
and Fiddler, the original Vera Charles and Mame, and so she wanted to sing. And she brought a song she wanted to sing. It was by Bertolt Brecht. Very, very up-tempo.
Very Star Wars, yeah, right.
It was the Alabama song.
Oh, wow.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Frank Zappa covered it. And Bet covered it, actually. Bet did it, and we did it in a show like in 76. Anyway, so she wanted to sing that, and so she sang a song to the aliens who were all around her in the bar. And we had a lot of trouble shooting it, and then the Bertolt Brecht estate said, he did not write that so it should be sung on television to a bunch of puppets.
Wow.
I tell you, they take everything seriously in Berlin.
Yeah, I guess
They're
so.
not lighthearted. And so Ken and Mitzi Welch wrote another song that she sang, which is equally as hilarious, that she's singing it to the puppets. And that's what remained on the show.
Right.
But years later, I was friendly with her forever. And when she did her one-woman show, B. Arthur, Just Among Friends, I think it was called, I did some stuff for that also.
And what was she like to work with? I know she was kind of so shy.
She was very shy, and she enjoyed a cocktail.
She did?
But
Loved to be barefoot?
not till after, work. But she would invite you over for dinner at 5, and she'd be tapping her foot in the driveway when you showed up because she wanted to start drinking.
Right.
By 8 o'clock, you would gently carry her to the bedroom, Vera Charles fashion.
Amazing.
And we all, but she was hilariously funny, and she got a gigantic success and a tremendous amount of money very late in life. And I think that was always sort of like, how did this happen and why didn't it happen sooner?
Right.
and all of that. But she was a wonderful and compassionate friend. She was quite fabulous.
She's an angel. Look at her.
Well, there's the Whoopster.
Whoopi, we've talked about her
spoken about
quite
her. This is a very
bit.
unusual photo of her, isn't it?
Yeah, she looks.
She kind of looks Snoop Doggy there.
Not having it.
Well, it's kind of like you're not going to see these tits. She's covering that up.
Any thing that we didn't get to mention about working with Whoopi that you might like to add?
Is there what some famous story? No, that I'm looking for. No, I can't think of it. I mean, what did you want to know?
Oh, I mean, I want to know everything. I mean, I love everything about it. She's like B. Arthur, Bette Midler. Those are like my top 3 ladies of all time.
Oh, really? No, she's she's a fascinating character. I mean, one of the things I admire about Whoop is that she's always been who she is. I mean, they kept giving her advice, and they kept saying, you can't do Star Trek, you can't do Hollywood Squares, you can't do this thing, you can't do that thing. And she would do them all because she wanted to do them. And she's still Whoopi, and she's still huge.
Yeah.
Nothing killed her. And I remember we had Dionne Warwick on the Hollywood Squares. And Dionne Warwick was in the middle of, had a psychic friend.
Right.
I think it was Miss Cleo, I think was her psychic friend.
Well,
Call me now.
Yeah, it was the Psychic Friends Network. Dionne was definitely doing it.
And Whoopi said to me, when I first happened after Color Purple, Dionne Warwick called me up and said, "You've set the black woman's movement back 10 years."
Whoa.
Just by the way you dress and by the way you look and all of that. And I said, first of all, you think she would have seen that coming? Because she has all those psychic friends. So she's projecting 10 years.
Right.
And then, of course, what she really was saying was, you have to shape up. You have to look like Diane Carroll. If you're going to be a black woman, you have to do this. You can't look like you. You can't look like somebody on the street. You can't look like a grown-up hippie. You can't look like Stokely Carmichael.
Right.
In a dress when you're in a dress. It's very important that everybody in the world be, Kerry Washington, and And that was her view, and Whoopi's view was I'm who I am, and she's never wavered from that, and it hasn't really hurt her, has it?
Not at all.
No. I mean, it has not hurt her. She has just gone on. And,
she is Whoopi.
I think we've moved past all of that, but there still is nobody who has quite her distinction. I mean, Nicki Minaj maybe, but that's because Nicki Minaj takes it to the drag queen level.
She does.
You know, she's a woman in quotes.
Right.
and Nicki, if you're watching, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Like, I'm coming to get you, bro.
She can't come to get anybody because she can't get over the tits and the dress.
Right.
I mean, dragging all of that stuff around, trust me, I know, it's not easy. So, but she's done what she... Look, I'm sure people say to Nicki Minaj, tone it down.
Uh-huh.
You know, let's go over to Dolce and Gabbana and get them to do something in a nice neutral gray.
Mm-hmm.
She's not having it.
She's definitely not having it.
She knows who she is.